Hello and welcome back to our podcast. My name is Dr. Alison Chiwara. I'm the founder and CEO of Human Focus Limited, a company that is absolutely dedicated to creating healthier and happier workforces and workplaces, but most importantly, also large, incredible communities. Thank you for joining me once more on this particular episode. It's going to be fun, I promise you. And today we've spoken about being the CEO of your own life. We've spoken about where are your thoughts, your visions headquartered, our mind. We spoke about finding hope in a hopeless state. We've touched on a lot of things, haven't we, over the last few weeks. In fact, I cannot believe that this is almost my 41st, I think, if I'm correct, my 41st episode. And when I started, my heart and desire was to impact at least one person each week. I hope that I am still doing just that. And so please do give us a lot of feedback because we thrive on those. And it allows me to know if I'm delivering the hearty content, so to speak. So today, what are we going to speak about? Today, I want to talk about raising queens and kings. We've spoken about growth in various parts of our lives, but today I want to talk about the nectar of growth. You know, that honey, nectar from the bees of growth. And the raising queens, why? Because I'm talking about the queen bees, okay? So when a queen dies, the hives don't moan in panic. They don't. And they don't scatter either. They do something quite poignant. The hive pauses as it decides its next move. And that's where I want us to begin today. You see, because in life and just in business generally, moments will come where something dies or must die. Perhaps it's a dream, a plan maybe, or a version of yourself. Or it could even be that a leader who nurtured you so much steps down and you feel lost, or a romance, or that business that you've worked in for so many years, the structures begin to crumble. And the question isn't what now, it becomes who rises? Where do I go next? What rises? There's something profound about bees and how they handle loss. And this is why I want to share this with you. So in all of the stillness, when their queen bee dies, they look to the next. Not the best. And neither, I understand when I read a little bit more on this, is neither do they look for the most confident, nor the one whose wings flapper the most. But they look for the one who's willing, the one who's ready to be fed something different. I say fed in capital letters. They take the ordinary, and this is a community decision, and they offer that ordinary bee the royal jelly. We're going to call it the royal jelly because that's what I want to call it, because it does something extraordinary. That rare nourishment that is only fit for a queen or a king. That is the ingredient of change, not because the bee was born to lead, but because someone believed that bee could. Now, that's the first step. Leadership is not inherited. In fact, I'm going to shock a few of you and say leadership is sometimes made or mostly made. In business, we often wait for a title so that we feel validated or to validate us even. And in life, we're always talking about the perfect timing. When we want to start families, we talk about the perfect timing. When we want to move home, when I relocate to a new country, or even dare to take that risk that we just have been meaning to and not just doing it because we lack clarity and we're waiting for a sign. What sign are we waiting for? Maybe what we need is just that nourishment, someone to believe in us and feed us the royal jelly. Just maybe, just maybe. Simple encouragement. Belief in you. Perhaps the right mentorship. And like the queen bee, it could be just the right community. The right space to grow your wings and not have to apologize. So today, I want to ask you, who are you feeding with your words, with your time, with your energy? Who are you feeding the royal jelly? And equally, what are you actually feeding yourself? I'm going to get real. I want us to get real here for a moment. Some of you listening are the queen bees that's gone quiet. The one who once led with fire, but not now feels so bent out. The world seems to be crumbling before them. Your rhythm lost in the noise of everyone else's expectations, the ecosystem's expectations, the community's expectations. Some of you are still lover, hidden, perhaps feeling overlooked. And yet again, waiting to be chosen by who? But what if you didn't have to wait? What if the power to rise didn't come from being picked, you see, but from being nurtured, somebody offering you their time, mentorship, making you part of a community that allows you to flap your wings a little further and feeling nurtured? What if the power just came from just that? You see, real growth. Do you know the growth that I've been talking about for the last 40 episodes? The one that's painful? It isn't glamorous. It's bloody messy. Excuse my French. It's silent because there's so much growth that is happening underground. And it can take a long while before other people hear the song that you're trying to create through your growth. It's about being fed discipline when you want to quit. Do you hear this? I hope what I'm saying resonates with somebody today. Having a vision when you can't see ahead. Grace when you fail, that is growth. In my own life, I've learned quite a bit and I continue to share with you. I hope I don't bore you too much by sharing my own experiences. The strongest leaders I've met weren't the most polished, honestly. I hope I don't offend some of you. They were the ones that showed up for me, that looked bruised, were humble, and were willing to also learn from me. They were ordinary people who became extraordinary through support. You see, there's something that can be said about what we feed other people and what we feed ourselves. Our words. Remember, we spoke about words being wings a few weeks ago. through the royal jelly moments, those rare encounters when someone pours into you. Not because they were already great, no, because they were in the process of becoming something extraordinary. They were just ordinary in that moment. But that support offers the extra. So today I want to speak to those entrepreneurs, start-uppers, the leaders still on their way up, building businesses and building structures, running teams maybe, and just trying to grow in this season of your life. I want you to ask yourself, are you nurturing greatness in others as well on your journey? Or are you waiting for it to appear fully formed maybe for yourself? Well, like I said earlier, queens aren't born. They are built, and someone has to build them, just like the queen bee. Let me speak to the ones holding communities together, the change makers, quietly and steadily doing it with lots of heart, passion. Oh goodness, I want to speak to the mothers, the founders, the fathers doing it alone, the team leaders, the dreamers. They may not have the royal robes, I don't believe, or they don't look like they have the royal robes visibly. But you are feeding futures. And every time that you lift another, you are shaping leadership. You are making history. The change makers that refuse to take a no because they know the yes that is before them or that is about to occur changes the trajectory for the ones to come after them. You may not have the royal robes yet, but you are the queen bees. You are the queens, because what you're doing is you're holding communities together. You're holding communities together. There's no such thing as a self-made queen. I don't believe that. There's always a hive, a community, always a system, an ecosystem, always someone who fed you differently. I hope I'm not speaking empty words, but words that will allow someone to grow. So what does this mean for you practically? Invest in mentorship, both giving it and receiving it. In your workplaces, create cultures where feedback is received with grace and not punished. Don't just look for the loudest voices in your workplaces or in your ecosystem. Listen for potential in the quiet ones too. But most importantly, feed yourself, you, the queen bee, king bee, with truth and not comparison, because that is where the world begins to shake, the earthquakes begin, imposter syndrome sets in. Just live your truth, as my daughter Alicia always tells me, Mommy, live your truth. Because the queen bee, she doesn't hustle for the position. She rises because she was prepared by others for that position. And when she does, really, she brings rhythm back to the silence, the wash in the morning of the lost bee. She leads with purpose. Maybe your hive is in transition. That's okay. Maybe your personal life feels disorientated right now. Maybe your business is in its cocoon stage. That's fine too. It's not the end just yet. This is the selection. This is the moment you decide who you want to become. Let it be as slow as it needs to be. Let it be as sacred. And if you only enter a few into the circle, that's fine too. But let it be fed with what you need, not just what you've known. Seek for the royal jelly to those that have it. So today, feed someone too with that royal jelly, the nuggets of wisdom that you know. Perhaps a word of belief, a moment to mentor somebody. Just incredibly, a listening ear does magic too in giving somebody that royal jelly. And I always say, don't forget to feed yourself too along the way as you feed others. You see, one thing that I've come to find is that greatness doesn't need a crown. It needs a lot of care. And maybe, just maybe, you are the next queen the hive has been waiting for. That ecosystem, that community that you want to save and serve has been waiting for. I want to believe that in this time, in this era of the kindness economy, that we continue to raise more queens and kings by feeding them better futures. I hope that what I've shared with you has resonated somewhat. But until next time, please just keep growing on purpose, okay? And keep becoming on purpose. And remember, leadership is not what you inherit, it's what you nurture. And be mindful who you're receiving your royal jelly from and who you're giving it to. Until next time, please just keep believing in yourself and in those that believe in you. If you're looking for workshops, L&D, strategic consultations, policies to do better audits, please do get in touch with us at info@human-focused.com. And if you've got a massive event where you celebrate your employees and peers and you'd like somebody to come and do your not speaking, please do get in touch with us too. Until next time, do keep looking after yourself. From me to you, from human focused to your business to your household, it's goodbye for now. Until next time, bye-bye.